so much stuff on it. It's a bit of a mission. So I'll try and record this, but I'm telling you now, guys, you all need to take the information and give it on, okay? When we get information, when we receive information, we need to then share it. So I expect you all on this call to share the information, okay? So because there's not a lot of our guys on here because of church and stuff like that, I'll do a trading call, an overview later on, maybe most likely tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. I think that'd be the best option. So from tomorrow, we'll go over the charts. Ikhlas, you can also join in with the charts as well. And we can do that together, okay? I do not want us to do half of this and then the other half are just, they can't do it. So I'm going to go over some things today of what's happening in the week, okay? Something that I've experienced this week in general, not just with our team, but just people in general. So what I've experienced, actually, first of all, guys, are you alive? Can you hear me, yeah? Press 111 if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, okay, cool, you're all on here, cool. Just speak, yeah, it's so much easier. But yeah, if you can make, so one thing I wanted to go over today is something really important, and that is a lot of people are giving me excuses. Well, not me, but just life in general. They're saying this has happened, and that's why this has happened, and they keep giving excuses again and again and again. Now, I'm not just talking about trading, I'm talking about everything in life. So if they're studying for an exam, if they're trying to get a job, if they've got a trading account, if they've got a business, they keep going on about the bad in their life. So I want you all to write down something. We are all self-made, but only the successful will admit it. We are all self-made, but only the successful will admit it. Now, one thing that I learned this week, well, I didn't learn this week, I've known for a long time, but one thing I keep seeing right now is that people keep blaming their excuses. I had a person that was talking about their issues when they were childhood. I had someone who was talking about them losing a job and then working too hard. Whatever the excuses are, I've heard it again and again and again. But I need you guys to remember something. It is only your excuses that you are making, but it doesn't really affect your journey. So what that means is circumstances only define you if you let them define you, okay? So if you have something wrong with you, and in this current moment, if your trades didn't go well this week, if you didn't even jump on a go live session or haven't even finished the academy, then that's just giving me an idea that you are your result, right? So the things that you do are your results. If you don't feel confident in what's going on right now in terms of trading, your business, your exams, your life, whatever the situation is, I'm telling you now, it's all self-made. So if that makes sense, like, let me know, but 100% we are all self-made in this journey, okay? Now, another thing that I wanted to tell you something, obviously just to remind you, because obviously we're not going over too much, but I do want to kickstart this week in a good way, is that every decision you have taken has led you to this point right here, okay? Every single decision you have taken has led you here. So if you jumped on a go live session, if you went into your demo account and you went in hard, whatever the situation you've done, that has led you here. So your bank balance, your mindset, even your body, right? Like even your body has led you to the decisions, right, you've made. So I really want to kickstart this week in just knowing, guys, that whatever decision you make for the following week will affect you the week after. So I'm going to give you some tips on trading after this mindset bit, but I just want to go over the mindset bit first, because if you guys don't have that, then it's going to be really hard to try and get yourself motivated, okay? Because people can be motivated all the time. They can watch videos. Like I have all the time people going into my DM saying, thank you so much, that has motivated me. But then I ask them, so what have you done about it? And they're like, nothing. Well, that's the reason. It's because they get motivated, but they have no action behind it. The only difference you'll make in life are the actions behind it, okay? And that's one thing that I really want to say. Like, if you feel that you have not got to your full potential, which none of us on this call has, none of us have gone onto our full potential on this call, that means what are we going to do to carry on? Now, what are we going to do to actually build ourselves again and again, okay? So, another thing that I was going to say is the choices of your time. So guys, write this down for me. Choices to your time. Okay, so what are you spending time on? Now, I believe thoroughly that it's not just about learning that you have to spend your time on. It's not just about, you know, like working again and again. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying what is taking up your time and how are you progressing from what you're doing in your time. For instance, I went out chilling with but I was with Sharmina not too long ago, a couple of days ago, and we were just smoking shisha, right? But we were talking, we were having good conversations that can change your future life. That is a good waste of time. If you are spending time with people that aren't on the same page as you, that are negative as well, that put you down, that is not a good way of time. So what I want you guys to do is I want you physically for the week to come, and I want you to all do this, is write down what your schedule is each day. Okay, that's my first tip. What is your schedule each day? And you have to actually stick to it, okay? Now, I'm not saying work 100 hours. I'm not saying study 1,000 hours or whatever you do. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you can spend your time however you want it. That is not a problem. But what is a problem is if it doesn't progress you, if it doesn't make you happier, if it doesn't improve your mindset. That in itself is a problem, okay? So rather than, like, for instance, if you had a good week, if you had a good trading week, then do something different. You don't have to do the same thing all the time, but you do have to make sure that you are progressing towards your goals. Now, I want to ask you some serious questions as well on this call, and that is basically, well, you don't have to answer because obviously we're going to cut this in about half an hour anyway. But what I wanted to say is you cannot blame other people for what's happened to you. If you don't have enough money, if you don't have enough time, if you don't have the best grades, if you don't have the best relationship, if you're not, you know, whatever the situation is, stop blaming others. You have to know that this is back again to the point that I've made, and it's to your choices. Okay, so how often do you hear, this is one thing that I was going to ask you, how often do you guys hear about self-made failures? You never ever hear about self-made failures. Now, that is because we shy away from what we're failing, okay? So if your relationships are always falling apart, if you're always in a toxic partnership with someone, if you're always negative in your mind, right? We shy away from saying self-made failure. So that's one thing that I want you guys to actually appreciate, is that we do have to actually work on this situation. We do have to work on making ourselves a self-made, like a success story. That's one thing that we're going to work on this week. So next week, for sure, we want to say that we are all self-made in our decisions. Now, the way to do that is quite simple. Decide, learn how, set goals, consistent action. So it's decide, learn how, set goals, consistent action. Now, this isn't just about trading. This isn't just about business. This isn't just about being an influencer. This isn't just about this. It's not all about just one thing. This is in life, okay? In mindset, in anything that you do for the week to come. Please, please, please write this down. Decide, learn how, set goals, consistent action. Those are the only things that you need to do to call yourself a self-made success story, okay? So for instance, if I decide, okay, I want to grow my account by 15% this week, and that's, by the way, like we say 10% a day, so probably we'll do a bit more, but let's just say I wanted to do 15% this week. I would decide that I've decided that I wanted to grow my trading account by 15%. Then I'll learn how. Even though I know how, I will still keep learning how, right? Even if you know how to trade, even if you know how to do everything you've been doing for years and years, you're not perfect yet. That's why you don't have £1 million account, okay? So even if you know all of that, it doesn't matter. You still need to learn how to keep doing it, okay? Then you have to set goals. Okay, cool. I'm going to wake up at this time. I'm going to study for this time, and I'm going to practice. Then I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to analyze the charts. Then I'm going to talk to a load of people in this group, and then I'm going to be happy, okay? That's another way. Then is consistent action. So you're consistently doing that again and again and again. Sorry, that's peanut. You're going to consistently do that again and again and again. Now, I'm not saying that you'll get it in the first week. You might not even get it in the second week. You might not even get it in the third week. Who cares? I have a mentor, right? And Sharmina knows this because, yeah, we all have the same mentor. I have a mentor, right, who started a year ago. Kirsty, concentrate. I have a mentor that started a year ago, right? And he is on such a big account. He has actually bought a house on trading profits, okay? So he started 1 year ago and he's bought a house, his second house, on trading profits. Now, if that doesn't inspire you, then nothing will, okay? That is because he stuck to this training, right? He stuck to what I'm saying. He did this to the T. He actually, I actually spoke to him today and I said, okay, cool, I've got a training to do. What should I cover today? And he goes, trading mindset. And I knew straight away what he meant is decide, learn how, set goals, consistent action. That is all you do. You cut the emotion out of it. You do not let anything bother you. You do not let anyone around you bother you in that. And you just make sure that you stick to it, okay? Now, you've got two decisions, right? If you don't stick to it, you can be proud or you can be disappointed by the end of the week. So you can be very proud of yourself or you can be very disappointed in yourself, okay? Those are the choices, is if you don't stick to this game plan of understanding how to get with what you want. Now, that could be with your relationship, that could be with your business. Like, a lot of you guys, or especially on this call, are growing the business so fast. I'm so amazed by a lot of you guys. Actually, you all are making me super proud, right? All of you, because you're all doing something each day that's a huge amount of growth. So that's one thing that I do want to say, like, live with pride or live with regret. That's it. You are literally a creator of your own life. And I've said this a time and time again. I say it to the world. I say it to thousands of people on social media 24/7, is that you create your own life. You create your trading balance. We've given you the tools. We're here to help you, but only you can really, look at Peanut. He's just listening into my call like this. We've given you all the tools. If you are not jumping on the academy, if you are not going on Go Live, if you are not doing these things, if you're not putting in demo trades, even live trades, guys, we called like 400 pips last week. Like, I don't even know if you're not on a live account right now, you're missing out huge money, but it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is you have to take that action to go one step further, okay? Now, I want you all to write down, I am where I am because of my decisions, okay? I am where I am because of my decisions, okay? That's one thing that I'm going to reiterate in this call again and again and again, is because sometimes you need to hear it again and again and again, okay? There's so many times I've told people this exact thing, but there's so many times when times get hard, they want to then blame other people, blame other circumstances, blame other situations in their life. Like, oh, I couldn't do this because of this. Oh, I was upset about it. No, I know we're all human, but at the end of the day, we're too young to not be where we're at, right? Or we're too old to not be where we're at, actually. That's what I feel. Now, what I was going to say is you need a few things to be able to carry on this week, okay? You need the determination to at least spend 1 hour a day on the education of trading, okay? That's everyone. Even if you have a lot of money, even if you've been trading for ages, I want you guys to spend it on the academy. I want you guys to spend it on Go Live. I don't care how you spend it, but you have to use this, okay? We are all paying for this service. If you are not using this service, it will backfire on you. It will. I know for a fact people who have got so much money in trading, but they're still jumping on the service, okay? That just shows you something. Next thing that I want you guys to do is I want you to, one other thing that I wanted you to do. Okay, cool. Write down these things for the rest of the week, okay? Very nice and simple. Very nice and simple. Trade your inaction with action. Trade your wasted time to valued time. Trade your negative influences for positive ones, okay? Those are the three things that I want you to do. Inaction with action, wasted time with valued time, negative influences with positive ones. I don't care if the negative ones are your best friends. I don't care. Next week, we are cutting all of that shit out. Okay. We are going to make sure that we are active. We are also going to the gym, guys. You all need to freaking go to the gym or do some exercise next week. If you're not doing any exercise next week, don't chat to me. I swear to you, once you get the gym in your routine, you are more active with everything in life, because you are creating a habit of pain for a better cause. Okay? When you go to the gym, you are in pain. I am in so much freaking pain right now. But I'm going to go again today, because I'm creating a mental habit that even though there's pain going on, there's a better cause after it, okay? It's the same with trading. You could lose some money, right? Well, you won't lose too much. You can lose some money. Doesn't mean you quit, though. You can be a little bit like, you have to figure out who you are as a trader as well. These are all learning curves, just like the gym, right? It's a learning curve. You go there, you figure it out, you keep going, you get some pain, but you will keep going it, because at the end of the day, the end result will be so much better off than where you're at doing nothing. Okay, so put gym into your schedule next week. If you don't, I promise you now, you're not going to have as an active week. Even if it's not the gym, do something, right? Do something physical, do something that hurts your body, do something that when you go afterwards, you're like, oh my God, I'm so glad I went. I'm so glad I spent some time on my health. I'm so glad I spent some time on myself. Okay. When you're trading or when you're learning to trade, just remember that is something that you spend on yourself. There's no one else that can affect but you and your bank balance and your future. Could affect your partner. I don't know. Now, what you want to do is also change your social media next week, guys. I want you guys to cut out social media of people, like basically unfollow people that aren't relevant, not relevant, but like that don't engage you with anything kind of value. Okay, so people who you should be watching are people who actually inspire you. Now, you should all have a game plan that I've sent you of people that you should be following. Follow more of these people. I've noticed that since the last 2 weeks, I've been following different types of people, different mindsets, different ways of thinking, and my thinking has naturally changed. I'm not following the typical, meme pages. I'm not following the typical this and that. I get it's funny at the time, but it's not going to value me, okay? So what I want you guys to start doing is watching who you watch. So write down a list of who you are watching, right? And if they don't inspire you, stop watching them, okay? It will influence your mind. It will influence your success and your progress next week. Now, I'm going to quickly go over something about trading, okay? So a lot of people that have started out, or some people just need they just need to be told these things again. Now, for all of you guys that have people under you, there's a lot of you, like all of you are pretty much leaders here. For all of you people that have people under you, like I want you guys to go over these points that I'm going to say about trading, okay? This is something that has helped me. It has helped a lot of people that I know, and it will carry on helping again and again. Now, this will come up again and again. It's because you need to master this. This isn't a quick thing that you can do. It really does take some time, okay? So the first thing about trading that I'm going to quickly talk about, and I hope that you guys will listen, right, and write it down. First thing about trading tip for me for next week is know yourself, right? Define your risk tolerance carefully. If you get very anxious, right, very, very anxious with a low drawdown, or just know yourself, right? Who you are will affect what you risk, okay? So if you don't want to risk too much, but you're okay with having like 10 to 20 pips, then trade like that for a bit. Next week, trade like that. See how you feel. Trading is about your mindset and who you are. So if someone's going for like 100 pips, but you're like, you know what, I don't think I can handle 100 pips, like going up and down. I just can't do it. Then do something different. Scalp if you want. Go and scalping is just as bad, by the way. But find out who you are and then arrange your risk tolerance to that, okay? Don't think just because someone else is doing it that you have to do it like that. You don't. Sometimes I change like who I am in terms of trading. Sometimes I go in, sometimes I come out. Like if I'm happy with what I've got for the day, if I've got my 10% growth in that day, then I'm out. But sometimes I might be like, this is certified, that this is something that I've researched, this is something that I've used. So To profit in trading, you must recognize the markets and you must recognize what you will go through. So when you go through the zones and support and resistance and all of this stuff, yeah, see if you can handle those, you know, when it retraces or not. If you can't, then do a little bit less, okay? So plan your trading around yourself. Another thing is, again, back to mindset, but it's very important in trading, is plan your goals and stick to your plan. So if you said to me, I'm going to do 10% a day, right? I'm going to do 10% a day. I have £100 account. That means I'm just growing it by £1, right? No, £10, sorry, £10. I'm growing it by £10, right? I want to grow that account by £10 and then it'll be £12, blah, blah, blah. And it'll go on and on and on. Now, what I want you to do, guys, is plan your goals and stick to it. Please, please, please. Thanks, Mikla. Plan your goals and stick to it. The more disciplined you are in trading, the more you're gonna benefit, okay? If you think one day, okay, cool, I just caught like 500 pips, right? I'm so excited. I'm going to go for another trade. Guess what? You're going to lose all that money. That's what greed does to you. Over trading is a thing. And that's actually how people lose money, over trading. And also being too greedy and revenge trading as well if they make a loss. You don't want to do any of that. You just want to grow your account by whatever it is and stick to your goals. A lot of you guys have decided you're a broker. What you can do is research more about brokers. You all have to do that independently. We cannot actually advise you on all the brokers, okay? We're not really allowed to do that. We're not certified to do that. Whatever broker you want to go for it. Stick to it. Do whatever you want to do with it. But do not expect us to really give you the best broker, because it is all of your responsibilities to choose your broker carefully, okay? So that's a tip. If you're not happy with your one, go and research. You are grown people on this call that can go and research other brokers. We are not here to tell you exactly what to do. We can just advise you, okay? What I also want you guys to write down is pick your type of trading, okay? So pick who you want to be in as trader. If you want to scout, if you want to be intraday, if you want to be long term, pick who you are this week. I know some people want to keep it forever. Pick who you are this week and stick to it. Master that type of trading. It's just like learning how to drive and stuff like that. You've got to master who you are. Sometimes where people go wrong is they don't really know what type of trader they are. They don't really know what type of pair they want to go for. They don't really know who they are as a person. That's why you need personal development. That's why these calls can help, is that once you know who you are as a person, then you can decide what kind of trader you want to be. Like I said, we cannot tell you what type of trade you need to go for. We don't know who you are. We haven't lived your experiences and haven't been in your shoes. You decide that for yourself, and that's a tip for you. Once you do know what type of trader you are, though, that's when your life really does change, okay? Now, another thing next week is begin with small sums in your account and organically grow that rather than putting a load of money into it. One thing that I've learned, especially with my skill set, is when you organically grow the account, you start off with small county and you organically grow, you become a much better trader. I think it's mindset as well, but you become better at trading, right? So as soon as you put in some amount, make sure you withdraw, okay? There's no point growing it again and again and again. Withdraw. For instance, if I had if I started with 100 and made a 500, I'm going to withdraw 400 and then keep trading with the 100. Yes, it might take time. Yes, it might be risk management and it might be draining. But guess what? I'm still walking away with some good money, right? So that's one thing that you need to do. Learn to withdraw, start small, and organically grow, right? Do not over leverage a big account for loads and loads more money. It's not worth it, especially with you guys that have just started out. Start small, organically grow. It's going to help you in the long run. In a year's time, I guarantee you, with what I saw from my mentor, in a year's time, your lot size will be 3.0, 4.0, 8.0. It will be, because you've just compounded that account, okay? One tip that I would say for next week, and I'm going to try and stick to it. I'm probably the worst person for this, but I really do want to improve my trading game just as much as I want you guys to improve your trading game, is I'm going to focus on one single pair. Next week, you guys should focus on one single pair. You're going to expand your knowledge on that pair. The second, you hear all these stories, right, of people trading gold and making so much money. Do you know why? Because they study just gold. They don't look at all the others. They just study gold, right? And that's why they're really good at it, because they know exactly how it moves. So next week, I want you all, doesn't matter what pair it is, focus on one single pair. And I'm telling you now, once you become really confident in one pair, you can move on to the next pair and the next pair. But for now, all you guys starting out, start on one pair. I would recommend something that's very, very, calm. You can ask whoever, but focus on one pair and just study those charts. You don't need to study 100 charts, but focus on one pair. See what happens when it hits a price point. See what happens when it starts to rise, what it starts to fall, what times, what does the news do to it. Focus on that pair, right? Because you will then do what you understand, right? When you focus on one pair, you will do what you understand. If you've been losing money on this pair a lot, then you don't know the pair that well. If you've been winning a lot of money on this pair, then you're actually understanding that pair a lot, and that's why you're more profitable in it. So it's really simple. The second that you know what you're doing, you will start to do it more. So okay, if it hits 108, for instance, and it's going to drop, okay, cool, that's happened quite a bit. It's going to drop. You'll do the same thing and you'll just be making money without really trying, okay? So do what you understand. Do not keep adding, this is another point, do not keep adding to a losing position, which means really revenge trading. Yeah, Kirsty, that is what a trading journal comes in. You have to do a trading journal. Do not add to a losing position. So if you're losing, right, and you've lost some money, turn off MetaTrader 4 and go on Instagram, start talking to people to join in your business. The reason why is because some people, when they lose some money, they want to revenge trade and get it back. Okay, so they're adding to a losing position, and guess what? They're going to lose more. So what I would recommend is I would 100% go and turn off MetaTrader 4 and go and speak to 10 people, right? Go and speak to 10 people. Do you know why? Because A, you're building rapport with your network. B, you might get residual from it as well, by the way. So when you're talking to people, you're still going to get paid from the company. So either way, your membership's going to get you paid. And B and C, you get your mind off it, okay? When you're losing, you need to speak to some new people. You get your mind off it because you're talking, and it doesn't really matter. The biggest millionaires that I know in trading have lost a lot of money too, and they've done it by keep going. Okay, so that is restraining your emotions. So when you have a losing position or when you have a winning position, restrain your emotions. Emotions like greed, excitement, euphoria, panic, fear, are all the things that should not be in your trading account, okay? If you are really excited, if you are really in awe of what's going on, if you are really fearful, if you're anxious, whatever the situation is, yeah, you don't want that in your trading balance. So what you need to do is restrain all your emotions, stick to your knowledge, stick to what you've learned, jump on, go live, right? Jump on these sessions, learn, hear what they say, study your pair. That's what you should be trading on. You should be trading on your knowledge, not your emotions. Even if you're winning, don't trade on that. Trust me, it doesn't work out. Don't trade on that. So what I would want to do is when you do the next week, take notes of your success and your failures, okay? Not just, like, a lot of you are not just doing trading as well. So a lot of you are doing growing the business. So to take note of all of it, okay? And in life, take note of your success and your failures. The second you can do that is the second that you become more aware of what's going on, okay? So make sure you do that at both times. That's one thing that I would recommend. Next week also, there has been an article that I read that says automate your trades a bit more, okay? So what that means is you're trading on your own analysis, but it can also help you if you were also trading with some automation, right? So what that means really is use some of the tools. Some of the scanners might help you. with low lot size risk management. Start using that as well. That will help your confidence in trading the vision. Okay, in trading, you know it works because this is working. So start using the tools more, because it will help your mindset. And also next week, if you're learning and you don't have a lot of time, use those tools because they will definitely make you money. Finally, before I kick off, we're going to finish with some questions, is we want to keep next week really simple, okay? Your trade plan is simple, your analysis is simple, your business is simple. Everything next week is going to be simple, okay? And if your life is always complicated, that's because you make it complicated. Nice and simple. If your life is always complicated, it's because you are making it complicated. Keep your trading simple. Keep your business simple. Keep everything else in your life simple, okay? That's my goal for next week in trading especially. I'm not going to trade too crazily. I'm going to make it nice and simple with what I'm going for, what pair I'm in, and how I'm going to make money, right? That's what I'm going to be doing next week, and that's what all of you guys should be doing next week as well. Do not go against the markets next week. I think by judging on the news a lot and what's been going on, next week is going to be a little bit volatile. Don't go against the markets, okay? Do not go against the markets. Go for safer pairs. Check Forex Factory every single day if you're trading, because there's a lot of news that's going to come out. There's a lot of news that's happening in general. So we don't want to do anything that will risk our account. So make sure you always check that, okay? And then also, I'm going to say is another tip for traders is be humble and patient. Do not fight the markets, okay? Be humble and be patient. Humble because, you gain some money, walk away with that. Don't trade again. Be patient if you're waiting for your analysis to kick in and something going on. Just be patient in that. Patience is key in trading and especially in everything else. Now, for me, I feel like none of you on this call right now not understand, but are expert traders. Even me, I'm not an expert trader. What I would say is next week, we're just going to keep learning the skill set again and mastering it. No one on this call is an expert, okay? No one. If you were an expert, then you wouldn't be on this call. So don't ever get too egotistical or arrogant to think that you're an expert in trading when you're not, okay? You're not. Doesn't matter. It's harsh, but it's true. An expert trader, there's no such thing. Every trader is always growing each day. Every trader is getting a bigger account. Every trader has bigger goals to set, okay? So that's one thing that I really want everyone to know is that we're all on one level. Even if we started ages ago, even if we just started now, use the products and grow your skill set. It's like driving. No one's the best driver in the freaking world, right? We're all doing this together. We're all practicing. Study money management next week as well. So this is like a life skill, to be honest. I want everyone to go through their bank accounts for the last 3 months. It's a very good tool, by the way, to do this. Go through everything that you've spent, all your direct debits last 3 months, everything that's going in and out. Write it down for me. Write it on an Excel sheet and write down what the minimum you need and the maximum that you'd like, right? Write this down. The more organized you are in money management, the better your investments will be. So you are investing in something that will help you grow, right? To increase your money management. Now, people always forget this in general. People always forget to do money management. But I'm telling you now, when you know what's coming out of your account every month, when you know how much you're spending on stuff that you shouldn't be spending, you could be investing in, when you know what's going wrong in your account, that will help you for the month ahead, okay? So we are going to reach December, guys. December is a very, very expensive month for everyone. It's known that we spend at least 40% more on average in December than any other month. So what I want us to do before December even hits is see what we are spending money on, write it down, and then decide what you're going to invest in your trading account. It's that simple. Money management is key for this job, right? Key for trading in general. So I want you guys to write down everything. Now, it's going to hurt your soul. When I did it, it really did hurt my soul, okay? When I was writing down all my expenses of what I spent, I was thinking, did I really need that? No. Did I really need that? No. Did I really need that? No. Like all these things, you realize, you think, oh my gosh, right? I spent like however much money on food that I really didn't really need that at that point. I spent that on food when really I could have put it in a trading account and I could have made that 3 times more in that week, right? So you need to understand money management will work hand in hand with trading, with business as well. If you know, everyone on this call, if you know you're paying for a membership, you're paying for a membership right now for the education, and then if you spoke to 2 people, then it's free. That's money management, right? Money management is knowing that fee that you've just saved, if you had 2 people, that could go into your trading balance and you can then flip it into so much more, okay? That is what money management is. Writing down everything that you're spending, writing it down for the last 3 months, seeing your direct debits and decide, is this really worth it? Is this really worth it? Because that's one thing that will improve you for the month to come. I don't want anyone to go into December really worried if they can afford anything, right? Really worried if they can afford it. I don't want that. I want you guys to write down what you spend, how you spend it, and how you're going to improve it. Okay, because none of our bank accounts are filled enough, right? None of our bank accounts are filled enough. So that's one thing. The last thing that I'm going to give you, because I've given you a lot of notes, I've given you a lot to go over. I want you all to go over this with your teams, right? All of you guys to go over all of this information. If you don't do that, I'm going to be on your case. I want you all to do your own Zooms with people who you are working with closely and share this information with them. It is not hard to share the information that I've just given you. What is hard if you stay in your comfort zone and keep it to yourself because you don't know how to share information. That is going to be hard, okay? So I want you guys to all make sure that you do repeat this information out there because it's needed. Money management, especially in this training, is really key to understanding how to be successful. The last thing that I'm going to talk about before you all have to go, because you've all got loads to do, right? And I'm so grateful that you hopped on this call. The last thing that I'm going to go over is for next week, do not give up on yourself. Not once, okay? Now, what that means is, I'm not saying, oh yeah, like for instance, if you go to the gym and you have to do like 10, I don't know, sit-ups, and you're on number 7, and you want to give up at number 7, don't do it, right? Go to 10. The reason why you don't give up on yourself in any aspect of your life is simple. Once you form that one habit of giving up on yourself, no matter what it is, you will form that habit again and again and again in all aspects of your life. So when it starts off with 1 sit-up, right, or like 7 sit-ups and you're supposed to do 10, that in that day has given up, you've already given up on yourself once. Then someone's going to ask you, hey, do you want to jump on this training? And you're like, no, I'm really tired. Second one. Third one, someone's gonna come up to you and say, oh, I'm really struggling right now, right? Like, I don't know what to do, and you don't actually want to talk about money management because you've just learned money management, but you don't want to talk about it because you feel like that'll come up your comfort zone. You've just given up on yourself again. Those 3 things will build up over time. Now, what happens after that is worse, right? So you've given up on yourself 3 times in one day, and you're like, okay, it doesn't matter. I'll improve tomorrow. Like, there's always tomorrow, right? Then the problems get bigger, right? Then you get married, then you have kids, then you have a job that you hate. You'll form these habits of giving up on yourself that you're most likely not going to go through the hard times through those situations, okay? I'm not talking about toxic situations. I'm just talking about growth in general. You want to go for a promotion, but you're scared. You don't go for the promotion. You stay in your position because you don't want to go out of your comfort zone because you're so used to giving up on yourself that you do not want to even move from the position that you're in, okay? So when I did my master's and I had to work and I had to study, God knows how many hours, probably like 18 hours a day. Like, I was in that library doing so many dissertations and essays and exams and stuff. If I gave up on myself even one day in the library, I knew in my head that I will keep giving up on myself, that I will not get the grades that I want. And that is why I actually ended up with a first and a distinction in my undergrad and my master's with a full-time, well, not full-time, part-time job, right? With a job. So I did all of that and still managed to get the best results because I did not give up on myself for one day, okay? I did not form that habit of giving up on myself for one day. If you guys are studying right now, if you guys are trading right now, if you guys are building a business right now, if you give up on yourself for one day, this is a snowball effect, and you will keep giving up on yourself again and again and again. Now, it might be not an issue if you give up on trading, because you might be like, I've got a job, it's cool. But then when that job happens and you want to go for a higher position and you don't, or the work gets hard and you don't, or you get into a relationship that's hard and you don't want to, you don't want to work at it, what's going to happen? You are just going to keep giving up on yourself, and you will not be at your full potential, okay? So that's one thing that I wanted you guys to all hear in this call, is this is just really to get you kickstarted for next week. I'm going to share my screen. I know that you said that you wanted to go over, maybe we'll go over when the whole team's on. There's no point going over specific details right now. But one thing that I will say is that we'll do a call tomorrow about the with the trades and trade setups and trading, so we can help. But one thing that I want to go over with you guys today is quite simple. I want you guys to, and I'm physically going to do this because at the end of the day, I feel like you all need it. Not that one. This one. Is this one? Yeah, okay, cool. Guys, I want you guys to see this, right? iMarkets Live TV. This, or actually even this one, you can go, or golive.im/languages, right? All the education for the live trading sessions are in here, okay? If you guys feel that you're not confident enough in trading, that means you are not clicking on this page. When you tell me that you're not confident, I know for a fact you're not clicking on this page. All the educators are on this page and they're making a lot of money. So one thing that I want you guys to go on next week, especially, is jump on this page and go onto basics, right? Go onto basics, check out the schedule and hop on their sessions, okay? Hop on their sessions. Now you can go for whichever one you want. Like, there's so many. Jump on, even if you just go on English, right? Let me just show you quickly. Go on English, right? Go on basics. They're all changing it over, by the way. That's why there's a loads of change going on. But go on anyone. Go on, he's quite good. He's really good, actually, explaining how to mark up charts. And then one thing that I want you to do, is he on? Is he live? No, he's not. Okay, then you just press play and go through his videos, okay? Like, look how he's so clear as well, to be fair. He does live trading sessions with you. In the recorded ones, obviously you can see the recorded, but guys, go and hop on this, okay? Hop on these people. Yeah, I know he is thirsty. Hop on these people and listen to them. Listen, okay? If you don't get trading, don't ask your mentor or the person you signed up with. Go to the actual traders, the real people that are here to help you trade. Go and watch them trade, okay? Nice and simple. So that's one thing that I want you guys to work on next week, okay? I want you guys to work on that. Oh my gosh, she's still talking. Let's see if I can. There we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, that is the end of today's session. Does anyone have any questions? Like I said, we're going to go over trading tomorrow. But anyone have any questions on what I've just spoken about just now?
Actually, I don't have a question. I just I posted a link for my FX book. You could actually download that to track down your trading progress and whatever percentage you've been making, like on a daily or weekly or whatever. You could actually set goals to. It's very good for planning whatever you're going to do throughout the week. It's to show you your progress from the first trade you've ever made over the years to the last one, and you could actually see the chart of how you're growing and how you hit your target and everything. My FX book, go and check it out, guys. It's very good. I've been using it for years and it's very, very good.
I'd love to see your FX books, you know.
All right. Okay, I'll put out the results someday though. So
I know you do. Like tomorrow, should we do a trading session tomorrow? Yeah, analyzing the chart.
Yeah. And Mr. Johnson, he wants to come up too. So we're gonna have a good day tomorrow. Actually, he wants to.
Cool. What time should we say?
I'm going to ask him too. He would know.
We're going to decide. Yeah. Everyone's session, what we're going to do, we're going to all do all of our trades. I'll set up my trades as well, see what I'm looking at next week. I don't really like to trade on Monday anyway, so I'll see how how it forms, and then we can go through the analysis tomorrow. However, we want everyone to finish academy ASAP.
Yeah. That is actually very, very important. Please, guys, you would not understand anything if we come here and do trading session and you are not through with the academy. That is just like wasting time. Do you understand? So please just finish up the academy, then we can complete
exactly.
it.
Cool, guys. I hope you appreciated our Sunday session. We're going to do one tomorrow. And also all the information that's said today, share it by today, okay? Guys, all the information you've learned today, share it with the teams today. Do not wait for tomorrow. We'll share it today. This information needs to be heard for the week ahead. So all those tips that I've given you, tell everyone in your teams to give that on, and make sure that by tomorrow in our trading session, everyone already has this information. If they don't have this information, then you are letting us down as a family, okay? So make sure you do put this information out there today, okay? So thank you so much for hopping on. See you guys tomorrow. I'm glad you're going to tell us the time, and then we can have an amazing week, okay? I'm going to end on one thing, because I always end on one kind of quote for you guys. I'm going to end on one quote that I want you all to write down, and it is, oh, by the way, your business reports will come out today as well, so let's see how everyone's business is doing. Okay, cool. I'm going to end on one thing, okay? Write this down. Everything will make sense. Laugh at your mistakes, smile through your tears, and keep reminding yourself you're a boss and everything happens for a reason. Okay? So that's what I'm going to end this session on. So I'll say again, everything will make sense. Laugh at your mistakes, smile through your tears, and keep reminding yourself you're a boss and everything happens for a reason. Okay? So that's going to be for our next week. That's the message for us next week. Thank you guys for hopping on, and I shall see you all tomorrow. Message me if you have any questions and we can get this work started. Okay? Cool. Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye.